This podcast is for conversation and educational purposes only. I am not a mental health clinician that's allowed to give you medical advice to go do some dumb shit. Yes, I said dumb shit. I do curse to express my individuality. So if that offends you, then please don't fucking listen. Now, y'all, enjoy the show. Welcome to the Sexy Nurse Chronicles Podcast introduction episode, the show that gives you the tea on love, relationships, and your mental health, and mine too. I am not exempt. I am actually putting myself on the cross. So I am your host with the most, Nurse Two Keys, and on this episode, I'm going to introduce myself to you, tell you why I decided to do this podcast, and what you can expect from future podcasts. So, ladies and gents, I am your host, like I said, with the most, because I might be with the most sometimes. Nurse Two Keys. I am a psychiatric registered nurse from Nashville, Tennessee. Nurse Two, they call me Kiki. You get it? Nurse Two Keys, like 2 trains, but 2 keys. Kiki. Yes, that's me. Hello, y'all. I am so happy to introduce y'all to the Sexy Nurse Chronicles Podcast. Y'all don't understand how many times I have written and wrote and written and wrote and written and wrote because of the student slick, classy, ratchet, nerd-ish. Yes, all those and some. Yes, I'm a smart bitch. It was really hard for me to just come out and just say, you know what, fuck it. No script. So I might be reading from some shit sometimes, but it's only because I'm reading from some research that I wrote that needs to be felt. You feel me? So welcome, y'all. So why I decided to do this. I stepped out of a 12-year narcissistic relationship probably about a year ago. I was with him like 12 years and we were married 7, I think. We didn't make it to 8. We didn't make it. But being with somebody like a narcissist for so long, and we're definitely going to get into narcissism, but being with somebody like that for so long and enduring it and still being able to exhale and persevere, a bitch soul is tired. And I had to go through these growing pains of being separated because I got tired of the bullshit. You feel me? So along my journey, I was asking questions like, how do you have self-love? How do you self-heal? And it sounds like self-love was you can get in the tub, and have a bubble bath, get your feet done. But that does nothing to your insides. I swear I thought it did. Because, I pay for convenience. I do. I will. I'll pay for a VIP. I will pay for convenience. I don't stand nowhere. You will not see me, Nurse Two Keys, standing up unless I'm dancing for a second, and then I'm going to sit right back down. You feel me? Okay, moving along. So, I'm going to give y'all the real why I did this. I know y'all are excited to hear. But I'm doing this for women and people and men and whoever have been through a lot of trauma in their life and they've had to suppress it. And the fact that you've had to suppress it because you're black and Black lives didn't matter until Black lives mattered. And then they still act like don't matter, even though we all know it does. We do. But it wasn't until I knew that my life mattered and I had to get out of this dead end relationship. I did. I put up with some shit just because I was on survival mode, trying to get through school. Bitch done graduated about 5 times in about 5 years. I know, right? I was a medical assistant, and then I did a little pre-legal thing, and I graduated a few times though. So, saying all that, I'm doing this for people that have had to come back and self-journey, self-heal, and don't know what to do. I didn't know that my childhood actually reflected who I am as a person, like some of those traits or the residual of what I've been through had leaked over into my adulthood. And in order to heal and have healthy relationships, which, us in America, everybody family, we tolerate the toxic shit. But, I work in a psych hospital. So I see those people who tolerate shit so long, they in the bin, the loony bin. I thank God every day for waking up in my right mind. Thank God. You don't know what the fuck I see at the psych hospital. I was thinking about making it a segment, but I didn't want out of controversy for being a psych nurse. And, we can't really say that people are crazy, deranged, but they're crazy than a motherfucker. But I am too. It takes one to know one. I love it. Mental health. I'm going for my mental health nurse practitioner. I actually start on Monday, and I'm doing this for y'all because this was a job that I wanted to do before I started, because I just planned, but I'm happy that I was able to execute and give y'all the real me instead of this script that I spent hours writing, and I ain't even reading it. I don't even need to. I'm glad I was able to get a little consultation, have a little prayer, and say, you don't forget what you're doing this for, Kiki. So who am I doing this for? I'm doing this for, and I actually have to go through this list. I'm sorry. Y'all got me messed up. I got to. Who I'm doing this for. And then I'm going to go into my segments. But who I'm doing this for. I'm doing this if you were told that you'll never be anything. I'm doing this if you were neglected for an addiction or another man. I'm doing this if you were not protected from abuse. I'm doing this if you were having to raise your siblings, even when you was a damn child yourself. I'm doing this if you didn't have a father figure to teach you about boys and how to be treated, or if you didn't have a father figure to teach you how to be a man. You are constantly told that you're a burden, and you actually feel like it. So now you don't ask people for shit, even when you need to ask people for shit. Like, goodness. You're feeling like you're never validated as a child or in any relationship, your feelings. You feel like they never mattered. It's always on the expense of somebody else and how they tell you how they feel. And you just believe it because you done heard it for so long. Like, damn, am I going crazy? Like he say, the sky is green. And it's blue, but you're like, well, bitch, you do got a little tint of the turquoise because it was raining. I did see a half of a rain. Yes, you will be questioning yourself. Oh my God, I'm sorry if I'm screaming in this microphone. I'm actually getting into it. But yeah, that's called gaslighting. That's what narcissists do. We're going to talk about that. If you were never allowed to have feelings or express them without being abused or manipulated into feeling like your emotions don't hold weight or they weren't right. Like, so you spoke your mind, but then you be like, Mama, I don't like how you just screamed at me. Why? This bitch get louder. You like, damn, okay. Or I don't like how I felt about X, Y, and Z. What the fuck you say? And I'm not even, and even as an adult, that's when I knew it was a problem. As an adult, when I express myself and you call me disrespectful just because I don't want to come to the house for Thanksgiving, I have a whole family. Back then I was married. I don't want to have to go over your house and for Thanksgiving, make food, bring it over there. Turn around, cool, we socialize, maybe if we ain't got an attitude or animosity. But then, I got to make plates to go back to somebody else when we go to their house. Man, fuck that. I am sitting at my house with my food and my fucking Thanksgiving at my house. And if you fuck with me and you want to come through, come on. I got plenty. But the thing is, I get to eat, get the itis, fall asleep. Wake up in my own house if I want to. Go get some peach cobbler, sweet potato pie. I don't know. Whatever the fuck is in there. And I'm selfish. And made up. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Moving along. So I've done this for people that have been shown conditional love. Conditional love is that love where I love you if you do this. Or I love you if you do that for me. It's never because of you just being you. And I just love you no matter what. If you don't do, or if you do, or if you don't, I'm still going to love you. And we might not be able to do Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving, but let's do it 2 days before or 2 days after, and I'm in there. You feel me? I'm willing to compromise, but with narcissists, you can't compromise with them. And I'm doing this for if you're the scapegoat or the black sheep of the family, because if you don't do, and you go on mama's side, the Clark sisters. I know y'all done seen that. Honey, I seen that. And I was like, that is textbook narcissist. Mama, I can't remember. I think it was Nettie. One of them played the piano. That was a strong narcissistic code right there. I'm just saying. But anyways, moving along. I'm doing this if you were in a domestic violence situation. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. I'm doing this for the people that deserve more. If you've always been special, empathetic, intuitive, the one who's inspired to be a nurse or a doctor or whatever your passion is, if you persevere through all that, like, this podcast is for you, because we going through the struggle. We're struggling. I'm struggling. And I have struggled to get through this introduction podcast. And I'm just so happy that I am to the damn end. I am. And we're going to talk about how I went from the pole to the podium, because I know that's what y'all waiting on too. A lot of people that know me, they know that I was a dancer before I became a nurse. And it wasn't until I hit my rock bottom till I said, you know what, when I got the opportunity to go for my dreams and be a nurse, I was really trying to be I was CNA, being an LPN. And Lord, right there, that was hard as hell. That was tough. And so, like, going through that program and still going through the stress of narcissistic people that you don't know is narcissistic people because you're not that educated yet to know that you've been manipulated all of your life. All of it. It's okay. Me too. It's okay. But anyways, to have to go through this LPN school, then went back and got my associate's degree. That was hard. I lost a friend to domestic abuse. She was a sweetheart, y'all. She was such a sweetheart. She was an angel. And her husband took her life. And that was hard going through that graduation. And then the next one, I went to Lipscomb. I'm not going to blast Lipscomb out for legality purposes. We cool. But I was the only nurse and mom at a traditional college, but I'm a non-traditional student. So, I was already a nurse coming into a school that most nurses don't even come through. We kind of bridge over. That was tough. And I made it through that. And my marriage. And we're going to talk about all that. So you can expect some segments. I was going to try to make it format every segment or every episode. You're going to hear this one or that one. I don't know, because I'm doing this and I'm still a full-time mom and I'm still working a full-time job and going to nurse practitioner school and got clinicals for that. And I'm doing this podcast and I'm just trying to be me and love on y'all. And y'all are my venting session. So, let's just make a relationship of it, So I have a few segments that I will incorporate. I'm not saying that they're going to be on every one. It might be a surprise. You never know what you're going to get, but you're going to love it because, y'all already know I'm a fool. And so I have one segment. It's called Dear Kiki. And this is where you'll actually submit your letters to me. I've already had a few friends volunteer, couldn't wait to get on the show. So they're going to get on the show, their letters. They're going to be anonymous, but they're going to be talking about their dating experiences, what they've been through, how was some bullshit. I'm going to comment on it, but it's going to be Dear Kiki. So you're going to say, hey, Dear Kiki, this is how I feel. This was kind of like the strawberry letter. It can never take away from Steve Harvey. Just give him the mention. We need to get some hand claps up in here. I need some sounds and some shit. Okay. But that's one segment. And so you can go on the Sexy Nurse Chronicles.com website and hit me up. download them. If you have topic ideas, I want to know about them. If you have questions, you want to do a Q&A, I want to hear about it. I want y'all to be involved with me. And if you want to be on an interview, because I'm going to have to learn how to work a camera. So if y'all want to be on an interview, y'all send your inquiries. Or you want to sponsor, donate, because I done spent a lot of money, but I'm not doing this for the money. Hopefully I get some money, but if I don't, this motherfucker's still gonna roll. So with that being said, thank you for listening. Next episode, I'm actually gonna drop 2. So I'm gonna drop this one and your first real episode. So y'all enjoy. Are you tired of that bullshit? Toxic people in relationships. Maybe dealing with a narcissist. Are you dealing with a narcissist? Push you down in every argument. Now you're fighting your depression. Are you fighting your depression? Trying to figure out the lesson. Damn, what's the lesson? Maybe you're looking for a soul. Where you at? But the dating scene ain't looking great. Well, I'm 2 keys and I'm in town. What's up? I'm gonna help you lay them burdens down. So please enjoy this episode of the Sexy Nurse Chronicles.